Hello and welcome to another episode of Forerunner, Powering the Edge. I'm your host. Today we're diving into some crucial topics that everyone in the data management world needs to know about. We'll be exploring innovative ways to reduce energy costs in data centers, strategies for managing peak demand, and how to effectively balance cost and reliability. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. Now, let's talk about why cutting costs in data centers can be a risky endeavor. When trying to trim down on expenses, the first thing most people think about is reducing power costs. However, this comes with its own set of challenges. One of the biggest risks is the potential for downtime. Lowering energy costs usually means making compromises, and one common compromise is on reliability. If you're not careful, this can lead to system failures and outages, which are incredibly costly in the long run. Now, there's always a balancing act between efficiency and reliability. It's tempting to push for more efficient, lower-cost solutions, but you have to weigh that against the risk of equipment failures and downtime. For instance, edge data centers, which are smaller and closer to end users, face unique pressures compared to hyperscale data centers. They're often more constrained by cost because they don't benefit from the same economies of scale. These smaller facilities might find it particularly difficult to achieve both high efficiency and high reliability without careful planning and investment. In hyperscale data centers, economies of scale can cushion the financial impact of redundancies and fail-safes designed to ensure uptime. In contrast, edge data centers operate with tighter budgets and less room for error. This makes it even more critical for these facilities to carefully manage their energy efficiency strategies to avoid compromising reliability. So, while cost reduction is important, it should never come at the expense of performance and reliability, especially in edge environments where the stakes can be even higher. Next up, let's focus on one of the hidden factors that make cutting power costs challenging: peak demand charges. These charges can drastically inflate your power bill depending on your highest usage spikes during the billing period. Let's say your data center hits a peak demand during a surge in online activity. The grid charges you based on that highest peak, not your average usage, which can result in significantly higher costs even if your overall consumption is low. Another critical aspect to be aware of is grid pricing volatility and capacity fees. The cost of electricity can fluctuate based on demand across the grid. During times of high demand, grid operators charge more, and these price hikes can be unpredictable. Additionally, capacity fees are charges imposed to ensure there's enough infrastructure to meet high demand. Both of these factors can introduce a lot of variability into your energy expenses, making budgeting a headache. Inefficiencies also come into play with legacy uninterruptible power supply (UPS) and generator systems. Older systems tend to be less efficient, wasting more energy just to keep your data center running. These inefficiencies are not just costly in terms of direct energy use, they also generate additional heat, requiring more cooling and thus more energy consumption. A vicious cycle, really. Lastly, there's a prevalent issue of over-provisioning out of fear of downtime. Many data centers maintain excess capacity just in case, which might seem like a good way to avoid unexpected outages. However, this often results in higher operational costs, as you're essentially paying for power that you don't actually use. This fear-based over-provisioning is an expensive buffer that contributes to inefficiency and higher energy bills. When we talk about peak demand, we're referring to those moments when your energy use hits its highest point. Unlike total energy consumption, which accounts for all the energy used over time, peak demand focuses on those critical short-term spikes. Why is this important? Because utility companies charge you based on your highest peak, not just your overall consumption. This means that even if you're efficient most of the time, a sudden surge in demand can lead to substantial costs. For instance, if your data center experiences a load spike during a big online event or a sudden increase in traffic, you'll be billed for that highest usage point. These moments, although brief, can inflate your power bill considerably. Short load spikes don't just hurt your wallet, they can also pose risks to your system's uptime. Unmanaged peaks can strain your equipment, making it work harder than it's designed to handle in those brief periods. This can lead to overheating, increased wear and tear, and eventually unplanned downtime. In critical edge environments where reliability is paramount, these peak moments can compromise your entire operation if not managed effectively. So, monitoring and controlling peak demand isn't just about saving money, it's about ensuring the stability and reliability of your data center operations. One of the key techniques being adopted in modern data centers to manage this issue is load smoothing. This involves distributing the energy consumption more evenly over time, rather than letting it spike at certain intervals. By balancing the load, you can avoid those costly high-demand charges and reduce the strain on your equipment, prolonging its lifespan and improving overall efficiency. Another powerful approach is predictive load management. By utilizing data and analytics, you can forecast when these spikes are likely to occur and take preemptive action to mitigate them. This could involve rescheduling non-essential tasks to off-peak times or temporarily scaling back certain operations. The result is a smoother, more manageable load profile that can lead to significant cost savings. But it's not just about managing the demand, it's also about where you get your energy from. Relying solely on the grid can make you vulnerable to price volatility and supply disruptions. On-site generation, such as solar panels or backup generators, can provide a more stable and often cheaper source of power. When you generate your own electricity, you're not as exposed to the whims of the energy market, which can be a huge advantage. Of course, generating power on site isn't without its challenges. It requires an initial investment and ongoing maintenance. However, the long-term benefits often outweigh these costs. You're not only saving money on your energy bill, but you're also adding an extra layer of reliability that can protect against grid outages. Storage solutions and fast response systems also play a crucial role. Battery storage can be used to store excess energy generated during low-demand periods, which can then be used during peak times to help shave off those high-demand charges. Fast response systems are able to react quickly to changes in demand, instantly providing additional power when needed or storing excess power when not. Designing your energy systems for flexibility is essential in today's fast-paced digital environment. This means being able to switch seamlessly between different power sources and manage both supply and demand dynamically. Flexibility allows you to respond to real-time conditions, whether that's a sudden surge in demand or a temporary drop in generation capacity. By incorporating flexibility into your energy strategy, you can ensure that your data center remains both cost-effective and reliable, no matter what challenges come your way. Microgrids offer a range of benefits when it comes to controlling costs in data centers. By enabling localized energy generation, microgrids reduce exposure to variable grid pricing. Instead of being at the mercy of fluctuating energy costs, you can generate your own power, ensuring more stable and predictable energy expenses. One of the standout advantages of microgrids is their ability to stabilize facilities from grid instability. Grid disruptions can lead to costly downtimes, but with a microgrid, you have a built-in safeguard. Even if the main grid goes down, your data center continues to operate smoothly thanks to the localized control provided by the microgrid. From a financial perspective, microgrids significantly improve cost predictability and reliability. With greater control over your energy sources, you can better manage your budget and reduce the risks associated with energy price spikes and grid failures. This reliability is crucial for maintaining continuous operations and protecting your bottom line, especially in environments where downtime is not an option. Now, let's get into some common cost reduction mistakes that data centers often make. First up, cutting redundancy instead of optimizing architecture. It's tempting to eliminate what's seen as excess to save on costs, but redundancy is there for a reason. Instead of just cutting it out, it's far more effective to optimize your existing architecture to ensure you're not wasting resources while still maintaining necessary backups and fail-safes. Next, there's a tendency to treat energy procurement merely as a financial issue. This view can lead to oversights in how energy contracts are structured and monitored. To get the best results, you need a holistic approach that considers factors like long-term stability and the potential for renewable energy sources. Finally, over-reliance on generators is a cost solution. Generators might appear to be a quick fix for reducing energy costs, but they are not always the most efficient or reliable option in the long run. Relying too much on generators can lead to increased maintenance costs and potential reliability issues. So it's crucial to have a balanced approach to energy management that includes renewable energy, battery storage, and efficient grid usage. And that wraps up today's episode of Forerunner, Powering the Edge. I'm your name, and I hope you found our discussion on balancing power cost reduction with reliability insightful. Remember, while cutting costs is important, maintaining system reliability is crucial for continuous operation. For more details on everything we discussed, be sure to check the show notes. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.